My wealthy roommate Ethan hated me. During a club dinner, a massive storm hit. Ethan drove everyone back in his Maybach, leaving me alone in the mountains listening to wolf howls. Trembling with fear, I couldn't stop crying. Suddenly, phantom captions floated midair. He just wants to drop everyone else off first so he can come back and have some alone time with you. When he returns, you two will forget the world exists. Dude, I'm freezing. Bro, your hands look so pale. Hey man, since it's pouring, maybe we should stay here a while. The car ran out of gas delivering the others. Your face is cold, but the vibes are warm. Me? This was all Ethan's fault. That pretentious asshole insisted on hosting our club gathering at his family's mountain villa just to flaunt their wealth. Then the storm hit. Of course, Mr. Show-off had to parade his new Maybach, ferrying everyone down the mountain in batches. When the last group left, I tried to get in. He shot me an icy look. No room. I stared dumbfounded at the empty back seat as he drove off with my crush, tires spraying muddy exhaust in my face. My teeth ground. God, I hated his theatrics. The only reason Ethan tolerated me was my shameless persistence. As a scholarship kid from rural China, everything about me screamed poor. My threadbare hand-down jeans, the coarse laundry powder scent clinging to my clothes, the giant burlap sack I dragged through campus gates. Urban students glided past with designer luggage while I lurked in shadows, secretly learning to use washing machines and online shopping. Worst was watching Ethan casually discard Balenciaga shirts worth 4 years of my tuition. Our first meeting set the tone. Who's this little girl? He'd sneered when I entered our dorm. That night I cried silently under my blanket, hating how he saw straight through my poverty. Since freshman year, I'd hustle odd jobs, food deliveries, anything to afford my cracked screen smartphone. Ironically, my biggest income source became Ethan himself. All I had to do was help him pick up a package and give his dog a bath to earn 3 months' living expenses. Then he hired me full-time. Said part-time gigs were inefficient. Rich people are so lazy, not hard-working like us mountain folks. Back in my village, someone like him couldn't even get a wife. I wasn't grateful. Secretly called him a dumb cash cow who deserved to be ripped off. Charged others $5 for errands. But Ethan, $500. Easy money. But why the hell was there wolf howling in this mansion? Sobbing, I dialed Ethan, Easy Target Edition. See, can you come get me? I'm scared. His low chuckle vibrated through the phone. Crying again? Made of water. Sweetheart? Asshole. City boys would have pissed themselves here. I sniffled harder. I need you here. Wait. The line went dead. I smirked. When Ethan came back screaming, I'd post his panic attack on campus forums. Weird holographic text floated midair. I blinked, trying to process. Rain soaked through my white shirt, fabric clinging to every contour including 2 very obvious peaks. Disgusting. I tugged at the damp fabric. Beside me, Ethan's breathing hitched. His Adam's apple bod, ears burning crimson. Couldn't even look at me, clear guilt. Your fault I'm drenched. I shoved his hand away when he tried wiping my tears. Let's go. He gripped my sleeve. Car's out of gas. We're staying. But the wolves, my lips trembled. Tears plopping onto wet concrete. Relax. His thumb smeared a teardrop. This whole mountain belongs to the Sinclairs. I slapped his hand. Shelf. Even crisis moments had to flex family wealth. But I really heard it. I insisted. Ethan paused before replying. Probably Max. He likes mimicking wolf howls. Who's Max? My dog. Indignation flared. How dare his dog share my name? This was blatant mockery. My shoulders trembled with suppressed rage as I let out a choked sob. What now? You're bullying me, I accused, pointing an unsteady finger. First you treat me like your pet, then name your dog after me. Ethan sighed. It wasn't intentional, which meant it was absolutely deliberate. He led me through the rain to see the dog. Umbrella tilted awkwardly as I maintained deliberate distance. Water soaked through his left shoulder and back, but I pretended not to notice. City folks are so gullible. The Sinclair Estate's backyard housed a lavish dog mansion where Max the Husky resided. My anger dissolved into laughter upon seeing the derpy canine carbon copy of its owner. Satisfied? MHM. Curiosity got the better of me. Why's a dog imitate wolves? Ethan's eyes glinted mischievously. He's not howling. He's calling for Derek. Saying, "Welcome, Derek." Love Derek. His teasing baritone dropped to my puppyish whines, complete with dramatic inflection. Max circled me, tail wagging furiously. My ears burned crimson, not from embarrassment, but from Ethan's fingers suddenly slipping under my damp shirt hem. "What are you doing?" "Working." His gravelled reply made my breath hitch. "Excuse me?" "Your clothes. Soaked through." He clarified with infuriating calm. The borrowed vintage band tee smelled faintly of cedar and arrogance. Rich bastard giving me hand-me-downs. I grumbled, ignoring how perfectly the soft cotton hugged my frame. Ethan leaned against the doorway, gaze lingering. Middle school wardrobe. Fits you like tailored. My fists clenched at the height dig, as if I chose to be compact. "Come here." His beckoning finger ignited fresh irritation. "What am I?" "Your puppy." A rich chuckle rumbled. "More like unweaned cub." City slickers and their sharp tongues. I could endure this. Absolute bullshit. I scowled and wrapped my arms around Ethan aggressively, rubbing my damp hair against his shirt until his entire outfit got soaked. "You look like a drowned rat now," Ethan remarked, his dark eyes swirling with unreadable emotions. He grabbed the hairdryer and began blow-drying my hair himself. Yep, the rich boy was surprisingly gullible. Ever since I casually mentioned how exhausting it was to do chores for him, he'd started handling all sorts of trivial tasks for me. I relished every second of his pampering. When he finished drying my hair, he kept running his fingers through the strands and sniffing them like some weirdo. "Quit it." I swatted his hand away. "You're making my hair greasy." Before bedtime, Ethan brought me a glass of milk. Having grown up without it, I developed an obsession, especially for the premium stuff from the Sinclair estate. Their family could afford it anyway. "Thanks," I muttered, frowning at the sudden barrage of live comments flooding my screen. What were these creeps giggling about? Something interesting. Ethan peered over. Nothing. I quickly locked my phone. He gestured around the lavish bedroom. "This is one of our smaller vacation homes, 700 square meters. We barely use it. You can have it if you want. Better than collecting dust." My heart raced. What kind of flex was this? "Thanks, Ethan. You're amazing," I cooed, unaware of urban concepts like property management fees, the very shackles Ethan would later use to bind me. "Drink up." He smiled, watching me gulp the milk. "Get some rest." I obediently crawled under the covers. My ironclad sleep schedule demanded lights out by 10 p.m. But tonight, I woke at 2 a.m. needing the bathroom. Half asleep, I stumbled back to bed only to hear the door creak open. Ethan crawled in, his palm grazing my cheek. I held my breath, feigning sleep. His wandering hands grew bolder. "What the hell?" I snapped upright. He froze. "That's impossible." I put enough sedative for a bull. Country girls have faster metabolisms. My eyes welled up angrily. Ethan panicked. "Please don't hate me. I'm not some pervert. We're still bros, right? Brothers." I hissed. "You poison me over some milk?" Rich people really are petty. The heir to the Sinclair fortune burst into unexpected laughter, the sound echoing through the moonlit mansion. "Derek, I think I have a fever." He said weakly. Should have burned you to death. I snapped, not bothering to hide my irritation. He pressed my palm against his forehead. Feel how hot I am. Ethan's skin radiated unnatural warmth. When he slumped against my shoulder, his exhale scorched my neck. Derek, what do I do? The Sinclair family's vacation home doesn't have medicine. Help me cool down. I frowned. How? Though Ethan got on my nerves. Leaving him to suffer felt wrong. His breath hitched as he whispered, I know one way. Suddenly his arms locked around me, calloused hands roaming under my shirt. My body betrayed me instantly, heat pooling where it shouldn't. Ethan, stop pawing at me. His laughter vibrated against my chest. You're adorable when flustered. Derek, what if we use that Dior condom to take the edge off? Gaped. Two guys? Our conservative town never spoke of such things. While not opposed, the concept felt alien. Sweetheart, he murmured, lips brushing my ear. I've wanted this since orientation week. The endearment snapped me back to reality. My palm cracked across his face. Still horny? Ethan caught my wrist. Eyes darkening. You're straight? Then why steal my hoodies? Why help me shower last month? I thought you were lazy. Lazy men don't chase. He countered coldly. Take your repressed crush elsewhere. Tears pricked my eyes. We need space. As I turned to leave, my fingers clung to his sleeve. Will you still hire me for odd jobs? My boyfriend handles those now. The door slammed, sealing our estrangement. Back on campus, Ethan's silent treatment stung. Without dorm confrontations, I dove into research. Videos of male couples initially churned my stomach. Yet replacing faceless actors with Ethan's smirk, the revulsion never came. When the Sinclair heir finally reappeared, I transformed. No more blushing at gym showers or pretending his cologne didn't linger on borrowed sweaters. Late one night, a delivery request pinged my phone. Groaning, I hauled myself up to buy condoms for some frat bros hookup. Knocking at the specified dorm, I recited the script, delivery for. The door swung open. Ethan stood shirtless, damp hair curling at his temples. Our eyes locked. The Magnum box slipped from my grasp. Come in. The voice sounded familiar. The moment I stepped inside, arms wrapped around me from behind, pinning me against the door. The room was pitch black. I couldn't see the person restraining me. Baby, you smell amazing. His grip tightened as I struggled. Sweetheart, I've missed you so much. Don't you remember me? His voice carried a bitter edge of resentment. The crinkle of plastic packaging filled the air. I'd bought those condoms myself. Of course I recognized the sound. Twisted, trying to glimpse his face. Calm down. You've got the wrong person. So adorable, his overpowering strength made my eyes sting with frustrated tears. Why did this damn dorm have so many creeps? Knuckles rapped the door. The man behind me vibrated with suppressed laughter, the motion traveling from my cheekbone to my ribcage. My rescuer had arrived. Hope surged as I broke free and flung the door open. Before I could register who it was, Ethan Sinclair stormed in, his fist connected with a sickening crack, tackling my assailant to the floor. Each punch landed with brutal precision. That broad-shouldered silhouette looked hauntingly familiar. Ethan, I ventured. He froze mid-swing, emotions warring across his face. Moonlight revealed the bloodied man beneath him, Victor Grant, Ethan's former best friend. Victor used to haunt our dorm daily, chatting me up about everything from indie bands to astrophysics. Then he'd vanished months ago without explanation. Victor grinned through split lips. Fast response. Sinclair, stay away from him. You threw him away first. Victor spat red onto the carpet. Why shouldn't I take my shot? Ethan's knuckles whitened. If you want someone, court them properly. Not this pathetic ambush. His boot pressed warningly against Victor's ribs. Show your face near him again. I'll break every bone you've got. He dragged me through fluorescent lit corridors, fury radiating from every stiff movement. I bit my lip through 3 flights of stairs before muttering, "Thanks for tonight." Genius move wandering around after dark without Ollie. Ethan's jaw muscle jumped. If he hadn't texted me, his voice cracked, haunted by whatever he'd witnessed through that doorway. I forced a laugh. Come on. How many perverts could one guy's dorm hold? His stare burned through me. You really don't know. Ethan snorted in exasperation. During his absence, Ollie had mentioned at least 4 guys showing interest in me. Watching my clueless expression, Ethan looked ready to crack open my skull to see what nonsense filled it. So you forgive me now. When did I ever stay mad at you? I sulked. You clearly were. You've been avoiding the dorm this whole time. Family matters. But I'm back now, aren't I? Reluctantly, I slipped my hand into his. Promise me you won't vanish without warning anymore. Always file a report first. His gaze turned complicated. Before I could speak, he suddenly stepped back. Derek, do you act this sweet with every guy? Why hold my hand if you already rejected me? Playing high-cold games. His voice cracked. Why keep giving mixed signals? Think I'm falling for this act? Please. The contradiction showed as his fingers absently toyed with mine, refusing to let go despite his tough talk. I laughed bitterly. Ever see me hold hands with Ollie? Then Ethan's breath hitched. Realization dawning. Do you maybe like me too? What do you think? I think yes. Dating Ethan revealed an unexpected downside, suddenly feeling awkward about charging him for errands. Back when we were just roommates, demanding payment felt perfectly reasonable, compensation for my efforts. Now as his boyfriend, total cringe. What kind of partner charges for simple favors? My world collapsed. But having crossed that line, reverting to roommate dynamics seemed impossible. I resorted to finding alternative cash sources. During another delivery gig, Ethan caught me red-handed. $5 sent your way. Classmate, charge others $5. Charge your husband $500. I turned to find Ethan behind me, equal parts amused and exasperated. Scratching my neck awkwardly, I mumbled, Relax. Your man's loaded. No wonder you've been looking at me like I'm expired milk lately. He pouted. From now on, I'll pay you. Quit these side jobs, you're sweating buckets, and these cheapskates don't even care. Post-confession, Ethan turned out to be a full-blown stage 5 clinger. His idea of romance being permanent skin contact. The guy might as well be a human barnacle. Worse, he viewed every person near me as potential rivals, convinced mere eye contact could spark instant crushes. His latest fixation? Trying to out-alpha imaginary competitors through petty slander. Here we go again. After Derek and Ethan started dating, Derek moved out of the dorm and into Ethan's off-campus apartment. It wasn't until after moving in that Derek realized Ethan owned such a spacious place. You were living in the dorms before this? Derek teased. Talk about first world problems. Ethan brought their golden retriever Max back to the apartment. The moment they walked through the door, Max leaped up to lick Derek's face. Ethan smacked the dog's head playfully. I haven't even gotten a licking yet. Since when is he your husband? Max whined pitifully until Derek stroked his fur. There. The pain's all gone. Baby, I need attention too. Ethan pouted, initiating their daily competition for affection. Sometimes Derek marveled at Ethan's boundless energy. Cupping Ethan's face, Derek planted a loud smooch on his lips. The resounding "Dutch" left Ethan grinning like a love-struck fool. Baby, babby bibba baby, he chanted while clinging to Derek like a koala. Though they shared a bed, they hadn't gone all the way yet. Neither wanted to broach the subject first, Derek out of small-town bashfulness, Ethan from some uncharacteristic restraint. But tonight, Derek's flushed cheeks rivaled ripe peaches as he stammered. Maybe we could, Ethan nibbled the tempting skin. Yeah, I want to be on top, Derek blurted, remembering internet forums insisting real men took charge. If Ethan kept spending like there was no tomorrow without Derek's intervention, clearly Derek was the responsible one here. Dominance should follow naturally, right? Sure thing. Ethan agreed easily, flipping them over. The sudden coolness against Derek's backside made him freeze. Wait, this doesn't seems perfect to me. Ethan purred, proceeding to map every inch of Derek's body with his tongue. Afterward, Derek demanded a bath despite Ethan's protests about wasting perfectly good effort. Morning brought soreness and a glare aimed at the smug brunette. Good morning, baby, Ethan chirped, stealing a kiss. It's 8 already. Back home. Lazybones like you would die single. Ethan's eyes sparkled. But you're so popular. Bet half the village had a crush on you. Shut up. Derek's ears burned. Back in his rural hometown, his delicate features and gentle manner attracted mockery, not admirers. Even here, lingering stares followed him everywhere, though lately, Ethan's presence made them less frequent. Being with Ethan Sinclair, I've considered how others might perceive us. Ethan's far more open about our relationship. He'd shout it from the rooftops if he could. Gradually, his sincerity won me over. Life's meant to be lived for ourselves, not for others' approval. Not at all. Derry, tell me more about your past. I want to hear everything. Truthfully, there wasn't much to share. My 18 years in the village blurred into a cycle of schoolwork and chores. Under Ethan's eager gaze, I haltingly recounted the few memories that stood out. Ethan looked at me like I'd hung the moon. You're incredible. Derry, how'd you learn to do all that? Next to you, I'm clueless. See? One glimpse of rural skills leaves city folks awestruck. His admiration pleased me, though I'd never admit how his well-defined muscles hinted at capable hands, a fact I'd experienced firsthand. City boys needed occasional humbling. In many ways, Ethan played the perfect house husband. He handled chores, cooked meals, even carved apples into bunny shapes to tempt my appetite. My role? Enjoying the fruits of his labor. We lingered over breakfast before ambling to campus for late morning classes. Oliver Thompson, our matchmaker, got the news first, the night we got together. Ethan cleared Ollie's entire Amazon wish list. The guy started calling us Dad for weeks. Pops, over here. Ollie waved from our usual lecture hall seats. Having saved spots like always, Ethan nodded approval. Good lad. That afternoon brought basketball playoffs. During dorm nap time, I waited until Ethan left the shower. Red-faced, I cursed his over-enthusiasm. That Sinclair boy made our husky Max look tame. I dressed quickly, avoiding the mirror. Back in my room, Vic lounged on my bed with that infuriating smirk. What do you want? I scowled. We hadn't spoken since our blow-up. Ethan's warnings should have been clear enough. Choose me, Derek. Vic spread his hands. I'll give you everything. Ethan's playing you. His family's finalizing his engagement. His fiancée Emily's coming to the game. We could disappear overseas tonight. Like his words were divine truth. I'll hear about engagements from Ethan himself. As if I'd trust this snake over the man who'd claimed me before the world. Watch the game and see. You're delusional. Vic's grin widened. Even your insults are adorable. My punches are prettier. Want a demo? Gladly. He leaned forward, eyes glittering. I didn't dare. Afraid I'd just be giving him a thrill. From the live chat comments, I'd learned there's a type of person who gets more turned on the rougher you treat them. Vic was clearly one of those freaks. At the basketball game, Vic sat right behind me. His voice slithered into my ear. See that girl in white? That's the fiancée his family picked out. The girl did stand out, luscious curls, impeccable makeup, with a smile bright enough to power a small city. She looked younger than us, bouncing around behind Ethan cheering like an overcaffeinated Pomeranian. Pretty. I deadpanned. Vic's smirk faltered when I didn't react. You actually trust him? It's not about trust. Use your brain. Ethan's either glued to my side or figuring out new ways to worship the ground I walk under. When exactly would he have time to cheat? Let's be real when we're together. Those Sinclair family air eyes see only me. When we're apart, the dude's probably researching how to braid rose petals into my hair. As the chat likes to say, I've got him wrapped around my finger tighter than a Rolex. Ethan knew I was coming. If he'd actually brought his fiancée here, then either this was some elaborate prank, or B, the Sinclair bloodline needed stronger gene therapy. Sure, I called him a golden retriever in human form daily, but even Max, the family husky, had better survival instincts. Ethan spotted me in the stands and went full Broadway, swishing three-pointers, sprinting around like a coked-up peacock. I gave a half-hearted wave. The idiot grinned, yanking his jersey up to fan himself and flashing that stupid 8-pack. His casual glance my way sent the crowd into shrieking hysterics. Stop flexing. Drama queen. I mouthed. His smile died. Now it was my turn to smirk. Did you see those scratches all over the captain's abs? A girl squealed nearby. Looked like claw marks. Her friend giggled. My ears burned. Those were from last night's enthusiastic review of Ethan's gym progress. Genetics blessed me with a physique of undercooked ramen, all pale and squishy no matter what I ate. Meanwhile, this walking Abercrombie ad kept parading his gains. I'd snapped. Ethan's breath had hitched when my teeth grazed his hip bone. Baby, he'd rasped, fingers tangling in my hair. Keep going south an aisle. I shook off the memory. Disgusting. Absolutely zero shame. Post-game, Ethan slung his sweaty arm around me. Exhausting. Where's my water? Babe? I tossed him a bottle. He gulped it like he'd crossed the Sahara, then shot me that infuriating smirk. Tastes sweeter when it's from you. Stop being gross in public. Growing up rural, I've been wholesome as fresh milk before Ethan corrupted me. City people were menace. M skipped over. Eyes widening. Big bro. This your boyfriend? He's gorgeous. Cut the act. Vic sneered. We all know she's your fiancée. Ethan's grip tightened on my shoulder, his smile freezing into something dangerous. What are you doing here? Stay away from my husband. Ethan shielded me behind him, his jaw clenched tight. His broad back felt reassuringly solid against my cheek when I leaned closer, poking him playfully. His entire body stiffened instantly. Seriously? This guy's mind goes there even in situations like this? I fought back an exasperated sigh. Technically, she was his fiancée. But wasn't that contract dissolved? More like a fiancé. They grew up together. Only a real monster would marry someone they watched learn to ride a bike. Remember when he disappeared from the dorm for weeks? That's when the Sinclair family made him kneel on gravel until his knees bled. He'd have forgotten the whole arrangement if not for Derek. My chest tightened at the mention of his injured knees. So that's why he'd been so careful during intimacy. Always stopping before things went too far. Waiting until he healed completely. That beautiful idiot. My heart felt like a waterlogged cotton ball, swollen and tender. Victor Grant kept taunting. Can you see he's playing you? Hiding a whole fiancé. Shut it. I snapped coldly. Even if things didn't work out with Ethan, I'd never choose someone who forced themselves on me. Besides, my voice softened. I trust him. The realization warmed me through every twist and turn. I'd never doubted my partner. Ethan's love shone bright enough to light stadiums, deserving every ounce of devotion I could give. Trust and love aren't renewable resources. We can't afford to waste them. Back home, Ethan vibrated with barely contained energy. You really trusted me? Like actually truly believe me? At my nod, he pouted dramatically. Then why weren't you jealous when I was with others? I pinched the bridge of my nose. Not in the mood for vinegar today. Baby, let's try different flavors. His cheeks flushed crimson. Oh, really? I didn't correct his assumption. Better to let the young master have this win. What's the harm in indulging him? That night, Ethan clung to me like human Velcro. She's basically my sister. Our parents arranged that nonsense when we were in diapers. I canceled it the second I remembered it existed. Does your knee still hurt? You noticed. His eyes sparkled. You're obsessed with me. Explain the kneeling. After much prodding, he mumbled, the Sinclairs didn't approve of me dating men. Joke's on them. They ignored me for 20 years but suddenly want a parent? I told them to make new heirs. And they made me kneel on marble for 8 hours. Big deal. Then he nuzzled my neck. I showed him your photo. They folded immediately. You're magic. Derry. He clung tighter, as if trying to absorb me through his skin. My human golden retriever, ridiculous. Overprotective, and entirely mine. They were holding suitcases. Derek, let's take our wedding photos. I said, sure. I want multiple outfit changes. Absolutely. Ethan mentioned we could legally marry overseas. After the ceremony, I brought Ethan to meet my grandmother in my hometown. My parents divorced when I was young, started new families, and left me with Grandma. Her greatest wish had always been to see me settled. Ethan worried about conservative attitudes towards same-sex relationships in our rural town. I shared his apprehension. On arrival day, Ethan appeared in a wig and feminine makeup. I want Grandma's final memories filled with joy, not anger. He explained gently. During our visit, Grandma beamed while preparing steamed locust blossom dishes and elm seed cakes, exactly how I'd loved them since childhood. As we departed, she squeezed my hand. Your happiness is everything. I wept, knowing I'd lost my last blood relative. Yet through Ethan, she'd given me new family. I recognized Grandma had seen through the disguise but prioritized my contentment over tradition. Her approval shone through every interaction. 4 weeks after her passing, I moved through fog. Ethan then presented the familiar steamed blossoms. Grandma's recipe. He murmured, I'll make this forever. I crushed him in an embrace, tears soaking his shirt. The universe had gifted me perfection.